Sergeant Cryer, Chief Inspector Conway, we're here for the 2-day tactical training course.
You should have been on the bus.
Yeah, well, we missed it.
You can try and park round to the right, but I'm making no promises. Do you know your way?
Yeah, we have been here before.
Stop! And police!
Holster! All right, Loxton. Talk us through that decision.
Suspect was armed with a shotgun. He failed to respond to a clear challenge. I shot him.
You'd assassinate anybody with a shotgun who ignored what you said. Remind me not to go for a walk with you in the country.
I didn't assassinate him, Staff.
You shot him in the back. Never saw John Wayne do that.
I had to shoot. He was getting away.
Any comments? You all agree with that decision?
I don't agree with that, Staff. Suspect was moving upstairs, not running out the door. Could have been contained, talked out.
I don't know what the layout is upstairs in that building. I'm not taking that chance. I took him out while I still could.
We do know something about the upstairs. There's people up there. There was screaming.
Yeah, that's right. I was firing to protect a member of the public and prevent the suspect escaping.
That's what you'll tell the coroner's court.
That's enough to square it, isn't it, Stan?
Don't ask me, Loxton. It was your decision, and you'll stick to it.
Sure.
The evidence that will be given to the coroner is that a man was found on the stairs, shot in the back. When he fell, his hands were above his head. Nearby was a shotgun, unloaded. You'll argue for your decision.
Yes. I had reason to believe the man was armed and dangerous. That's good enough for me.
Put the gun on the table, Loxton. Morgan?
Good.
Bob!
Mr. McKenna, how are you doing?
Same old face in the same old place. I hear you're an indoor policeman these days.
Yeah.
Yeah, we try and contain him, but it is a struggle.
Inspector McKenna, this is Chief Inspector Ops, Mr. Conway.
Hello. Bob Cryer and I go back a long way, Mr. Conway. So you're here for the tactical training?
Yeah.
Yeah, they said you could bring us up to speed on the armed response vehicles.
It came through in orders, but they thought we ought to come and have a look at the hardware.
Well, it's nothing like hands-on experience, as the actress said to the bishop. Listen, there's coffee on the go in the canteen. The tactical training group's assembling there.
Right, fine.
You see, with a laser sight, you look through the scope, and there's your red dot on the target. You know where your round's gonna go.
Yeah, it's like the gear they had in the Gulf. Takes the weight out of wanting.
Well, that tells you you've got a clear shot. It doesn't tell you to take it.
No, well, that's always going to be down to the man who's pulling the trigger, isn't it?
Squeezing the trigger.
Look, you've either got it or you haven't, Fulbright.
You're talking as if it's just a matter of having the balls to squeeze the trigger. You've also got to know when not to.
Very true, Fiona. Very true. Might be up against a man with an empty gun, for instance.
You're still picking holes in my decision. See that geezer over there? The one with the big hooter? One of our skippers. He blew away a slag who had an empty shotgun and walked. Morning, Skip.
I've just seen Loxton.
Yeah, he's doing his basic firearms. Do you want tea or coffee, Bob?
Tea, please.
2 teas and that.
I thought they'd stop taking people from the reliefs for training. Well, they won't be wanted, will they? With the ARVs in operation?
Yeah, well, Loxton's put in for the diplomatic protection group. 60 pence. 60 pence. They want him, like, but they prefer him with a pink card.
So that means that Mr. Munro and Mr. Brownlow have supported his application?
Yeah. Well, so have I, as a matter of fact. You got something to say about that?
No, it's not up to me to make waves. Get him off our hands. Bit drastic.
That's not why we supported his application. There's nothing on his record to say he shouldn't carry a firearm.
I wouldn't give him a spark on Guy Fawkes night. But as I say, that's not down to me.
No, you're right there, it's not.
This is a situation where speed of response is of the essence, where there may be lives at stake. Is this structure doing the business for us?
Well, the AFOs on the relief could be spread all over the ground. By the time we've got them back, we've briefed them, we've armed them, God knows what's going down at the scene.
What about the AFOs on the relief, who have to hold the fort until the cavalry arrive?
Well, they have had basic training.
And damn good basic training.
Well, yes, indeed, but they are beat coppers. They're not specialists. They haven't practiced working together as a team in a number of situations. There's a lot to go wrong.
Well, that's how we're used to doing it. Now, when CAD tells the CCC They can assign an armed response vehicle constantly on patrol and instruct them to arm and go to the location.
Armed police! Come out with your hands up! Lie flat on the
Easy
ground.
peasy if everyone sticks to the script.
Unload, prove and show clear. Clear and holster. Clear and holster. Clear and holster. Line is clear, forward and score. $12 out of a possible 20. We'll have a word, Fulbright.
Yeah, I think what it is, I'm overcompensating for trajectory staff, which is really pretty flat at this range, so I'm aiming too high. That's why 2 went over.
You won't get any points for shooting down the helicopter, Fulbright. 18. Good. Keep it up, Morgan.
Staff.
Being flash, Loxton.
Must have pulled instead of squeezed stuff.
What you took to aim for?
Central mass of the body stuff.
Bear it in mind, that's a bad shot. 17.
Join you, Skip.
Sure. What do you reckon to these ARVs, then?
Well, swings and roundabouts like all new ideas. We say it shakes down in practice.
Pack a tasty bit of firepower, don't they? Those H&K self-loading carbines are the business. Mate of mine carries one at Heathrow. You get the wrong end of that, you can kiss your ass goodbye.
Well, I'll say this for having armed response vehicles doing the business. At least it reduces the chance of giving pink cards to cowboys.
I reckon I got mine in the bag. I've been shooting 8, 9 out of 10. What you used to get, Skip?
I managed.
Of course, it's not just technique, is it? You got to have the temperament. They threw your bit of bother at me this morning.
Bit of bother.
In decision-making on the gallery range. This slag with a shotgun wouldn't stop. I took him out, and then they'd tell you his gun's unloaded. That's his bad luck, right, Skip?
It's that, all right.
But you swear it away. I believed the gun was loaded. I fired to protect my life and the lives of members of the public. You kept your head. You said the right thing and walked. Nothing to do sleep over.
Look, Loxton, we'll compare notes on losing sleep when you've done the job for real.
Right. Right, yeah, point taken, Skip. Better get back to it, then.
Good idea. You've still got a few things to learn, Stephen. I reckon I'll be back on form tomorrow.
Sure you will, Barry.
Like any sort of training, you don't want to peak too early. Well, you can't find it on the day.
Are you getting on this bus, or what? You take the window seat, Fiona.
That's your lot, Matt. See you tomorrow.
You fancy a drink when we get back to town?
Not when there's work tomorrow. Early to bed tonight with a glass of warm milk.
Don't know about that. I read that top-class hitmen always make passionate physical love before they do a job. Yeah, gets their eye in.
Where did you read that?
James Bond book, actually.
I've got more faith in warm milk.
Thank you. Loxton. He's not dropped anything spherical on the course.
Will he qualify?
Depends on the written test and the assessment shoot, but on the form he's shown so far, he should do.
There you go.
Does that give you a problem, Bob?
That's not my business.
Oh, you're not still on about it, are you?
I'm not saying a dicky bird. I've been told to wind my neck in. Cheers.
Cheers.
Well, you might as well spit it out now.
Right. Well, I've never been impressed by Loxton ever since he come to Sunhill. I don't trust his honesty or his judgment as a beat copper. I think it's Loxton first, the public, his mates, nowhere. I wouldn't give him a whistle, let alone a gun.
Well, I have to say, you've been off the relief a while now, Bob, and you're not best placed to pass judgment on the lad.
Look, all this is wasted on me, gents. I'm not handpicking the Magnificent Seven. On the basic course, I'm looking for average coppers who make average decisions. They succeed or fail by what they do, not by what's said about them in the pub. Each armed response vehicle carries 3 Glock self-loading pistols. It also carries 2 Heckler & Koch MP5 self-loading carbines. This session is a chance to familiarize yourself with that weapon. so that you're aware of the kind of firepower you can call down when you bring in the ARV. And Mr. Conway's our first punter, eager to win himself a coconut. Muffs up. Make ready. Unload, make safe.
I know. Fire only aimed shots. Fire no more rounds than absolutely necessary.
Takes training and practice.
Yeah, well, I'll leave it to the specialists. Thanks very much.
Who's next? Mr. Cryer?
No thanks, staff. I had my hands-on experience. Learnt my lessons.
Mr. Morriston?
Right then. You've spent a lot of time thinking about and practicing what you are going to do to them. This is by way of a reminder what they can do to you. Shotguns. Tens of thousands of them in circulation, licensed and unlicensed. Legitimate uses in sport, pest control and so forth. First cartridge is a number 9, 600 lead pellets. What happens when you're up against that from a sawn-off shotgun?
It spreads right out from a sawn-off barrel staff. Put your hands over your face, most of it will go past you.
You're acquainted with shotguns?
Oh, yeah.
Who isn't? Morgan, want to try it out?
Okay, staff.
Go on then. Fire enough, Morgan. Muffs and glasses. Go for the face, please, Morgan. Put another one up the spout. You don't have to be an expert to do that with a number 9 cartridge. The next one's an SG round, 9 heavy balls. In the chest, please, Morgan. That's equivalent to 9 officers firing pistols at the same time. Next round, Morgan. The last round is a rifled slug, a single solid projectile. Chest again, please, Morgan. That would take out your breastbone, your heart, and a section of your spine, effectively ending your interest in the proceedings. Thank you, Morgan. Take a good look and give it some thought. One final demonstration concerning shotguns. Loxton, you have a go.
Right, staff.
Back to the firing line. Muffs and glasses. Fire at it, Loxton. It's only water. Mind you, the human body's nearly all water.
Shotgun blast in the water? Yeah, it makes you think, doesn't it?
Well, gentlemen, you've had a chance to familiarise yourself with the vehicles and equipment, and also with the operating philosophy of the armed response vehicles. They're on the streets, ready to respond to your demands. It's a major new way of dealing with firearms. So, how are you settling down with it?
Well, we haven't needed to use it operationally so far at Sun Hill, but I'm all in favour of it. I mean, I've had it drummed into my skull over the last few years that the police are a social service. We play politics with the local council. We have multi-agency initiatives with education and social workers.
Not what some of us thought we joined up for, eh, Derek?
No, indeed. But there it is. And we're also supposed to go on dealing with everyday crime and public order. Well, that's quite enough for my lads to be getting on with without tooling up and playing the SAS.
The situation is that there's been an armed robbery, in the course of which a man was shot. He's in a critical condition in hospital. Armed suspects were reported entering these premises after the raid. You've been tasked to search the premises. Muffs and glasses. Drawn weapons position. You open a door, react to what you see. Holster. Tell us about it.
The man was armed. The gun was pointed in my general direction.
Not directly at you.
Directly enough.
What do you say?
Could have challenged.
Not enough time. The gun could have been on him and fired while he was drawing breath.
So the woman screams and says, "You've shot my husband." A man ran through and dropped that gun and my husband just picked it up.
I had to make my decision on the basis of what I saw and what I'd been told.
Let's see what would have happened if you'd held fire. You got it right that time. Forget that scene. Situation as before. You're searching the premises where armed suspects were reported after a robbery. Muffs and glasses. Drawn weapon position. You open a door, react to what you see. Holster. Why did you shoot him?
Saw enough shotgun pointed straight at me.
You've killed a man for carrying an umbrella, Loxton.
Yeah, well, I thought... From what I could see...
Subsequent inquiries will reveal that the man had no connection with the robbery.
Well, he shouldn't have...
Been there? Pointed his umbrella? You'd execute him for that. Comments?
Tricky one, Staff. Very tricky. Lot to be said either way.
It's a mistake. An honest mistake. If I'd been told there was an armed blagger in the premises and seen that first picture, I'd have blown him away. Mistakes are going to happen.
If you can convince the coroner's court that you believed he was armed and a threat to life, you could walk away. Still have yourself to live with. New situation. You're accompanying another officer and a bailiff to serve a warrant on a man with a record for violence and firearms offences. You enter a block of flats and go to the address you've been given. Muffs and glasses. Drawn weapons position. React to what you see.
Mr. Norris?
No, wrong address.
You're sure about that?
Well, of course I am.
Do you mind showing us some identification?
What for?
Police!
Holster.
No, I'm not knocking the new system. I hope it gets results and I hope it avoids the grief. And personally, if it means I don't have to go on the street with a gun ever again, I shall be very grateful. But it is one more step down a particular road. Now, each step is a good move in itself, but we could end up going somewhere we don't want to go.
What's that got to do with the ARVs?
Well, that road leads to two separate forces. Social workers in uniforms and tooled-up paramilitaries, and that's where ARVs are taking us.
We're talking about firearms here. You're not saying that we should put our lives and the public's lives at risk so a slag can be shot by his home beat constable?
No, of course I'm not saying that.
Bear in mind the ALVs are under the control of the local officers at the scene.
Yes, like when I called in PT-17 for the hostage taker. I was Silver Control and they did the job I asked them to. Or did we get that wrong, according to you?
No, I never said that either. And I'm not claiming to have the answers to all this. I'm talking about what worries me after a long time at the sharp end. That's all.
One very good argument for the new system is the long-term psychological effects a firearms incident can have on officers who aren't specialists.
Hello? Yes. Yes, right. He'll see you now.
Come in. Sit down, Loxton. So, what did you want to see me about?
I screwed up on the gallery range this morning.
It's there to put you on the spot. We're not looking for perfection.
Yeah, but I screwed up badly. I froze, and then I panicked, and that's the truth.
Have you talked to your instructor?
He said one incident wouldn't blow me out, as long as my overall performance was up to scratch and I did all right in the final test and assessment shoot.
So, do you feel you need extra tuition, or what?
It's not just the decision-making stuff. I'm a good shot, I can do the business on the ranges. But it's just I've had to think about real-life situations, about shooting at people.
Sure.
I'm a good copper, stuff. I've got the bottle. If it's a matter of getting stuck in, I don't hang back. I thought I could hack it with firearms. I thought if a scrote needs taken out, I'll do it, no bother. I don't feel that way now. I'm just not confident I won't freeze or panic out there on business.
Well, it's got to be your decision, Loxton. Maybe you should take some more time to think about it.
No thanks, Staff. I've made my mind up. I'm quitting.
Hang on then.
You got it wrong about Loxton then, Bub.
How do you mean?
You know my definition of real courage? Not running around firing guns. Knowing when you're not right for a job and speaking up about it.
Well, I wouldn't argue with that. Saying Loxton's quit the course.
You've been very unfair to that lad, Bob, slagging him off as a cowboy.
Would you have failed him?
It's nobody's business now, Bob. And I think you're wrong about his motivation.
You got him down as a bastard and you just won't change your mind, will you?
No, I've changed my mind. I decided he's a cunning bastard.
You're serious? You're really jacking it?
Yep.
Why, Steve?
Started thinking about gunshot wounds. I don't want to get wasted or spend the rest of my life in a wheelchair for getting between some woke politician and his voters.
Is that really it?
What else? If I hear a rumour of armed suspects, from now on, I'm taking deep cover and shouting for an armed response vehicle. And I hope you leap out with your heckler and cough and sanction the baddies. I'll buy you a drink when the shooting stops.
Is that what you told McKenna?
Don't be soft. I gave him the sob story about how I was too nice to shoot people. Came out smelling of roses. Mate of mine's having a party Saturday night. You want to come?